No one is really exempted. I wish we can say na, oh, may kapansanan na ako, exempted na dapat ako sa challenges. Pwede bang ganun? Ang reality, hindi talaga eh. Walang exempt. So, yung mga hirap, that's given. Okay, so what do we do now? Ano ba yun, di ba? So, we rise above those challenges and live the best life that we can.
Hi, I'm Siege Tantenko Malolos, and today on Go Hard Girls, we're sharing the powerful story of Adeline Dumapong, a Paralympian who made history as the first Filipino to win a Paralympic medal. From the mountains of Ifugao to the global stage, Ads's journey is one of overcoming odds, challenging conventions, and showing that strength goes beyond the physical. It's rooted in determination and heart.
Hello, ako si Adeline Dumapong, isang para-powerlifter. Ako ang kauna-unahang babaeng nakakuha ng medalya sa Paralympic para sa Pilipinas. At ako din ay 19-time medalist sa ASEAN Para Games, Asian Games, at sa World Games. Yan. Pinagsama-samang medalya po yan.
Recently, Ads' incredible life story reached over 20 million views on YouTube, something we'll talk about later. But before the world knew her as a Paralympic medalist, her journey began in the mountains of Kiangan, Ifugao. Let's go back to where it all started, her childhood, and the challenge that changed the course of her life.
So I was born in 1973, no, in Kiangan, Ifugao, and I know that life was peaceful, except that when I was 3 years old, I got polio. Of course, it started as, simpleng lagnat bata lang. But yeah, after 2 days of having high fever, my mom decided to bring me down the mountains. Kasi talagang literal, nasa bundok kami nakatira. So my mom had to hike down the mountains for 8 hours, no? So 8 hours walang sasakyan, walang ganon. Only to get to the center, yung Rural Health Center or yung RHU. Pagdating namin doon, there was this Belgian nurse, no, na pero
The Belgian nurse was a nun who was among a group of missionaries in the area. She told Ads's family that it might be polio. They then made an even longer journey to Manila to confirm the diagnosis. These days, the Philippines is polio free, but we can't overstate how widespread and terrifying polio is as a disease. It attacks the nervous system and can paralyze limbs, the spine, even one's respiratory system, leaving a child unable to breathe. By the mid 20th century, polio killed over 500,000 children worldwide per year.
of course, Ifugao kami. So, marami kaming mga, yung nakasanayan na ginagawa sa kultura namin. So, pinauwi kami sa probinsya ulit, dun sa bundok, kung saan kami nakatira. Tapos sabi ng lola at lola ko na dapat daw, baka daw kasi pinaglalaroan ako ng engkanto, ganyan. So, they had to slaughter a lot of pigs and chickens, ganyan. And they made a wooden doll for me. It was called Bulul, no? Para daw sa kanya mapunta yung galit nung engkanto sa akin. So, anyways, to cut the long story short, hindi naman nangyari. Wala naman. So, marami lang ako nakain mga karne ng baboy. So, at manok. After that naman ay yung rounds naman of yung mga albularyo, ano pa ba, faith healer. So, syempre my parents really wanted to do everything, no, para makalakad ako. Pero wala pa rin nangyari. So,
The polio vaccine was invented in 1955, but it was only in 1979 that a mass vaccination campaign took place in the Philippines. 3 years too late for ads.
saka yung polio kasi iba-iba yung tinatamaan niya. So, there are those na isang paa lang, so they just limp. Meron naman yung isang kamay lang. Meron naman from neck down. Ako naman, ang polio ko is from waist down. So, doon yung tama ng polio sa akin. Yeah.
At the time, inclusion for persons with disabilities was not a common topic for discussion, but the Belgian nurse kept in touch and helped the family find a way forward.
So at age of 6, again, tinanong ng madre, so what are your plans for your daughter? Ganyan. And they didn't know anything kasi hindi naman nila alam, no? Konti lang ang mga may kapansanan sa community and they did not know. Yung iba tinatago kasi nga ito sa curse daw, ganyan. It is a curse na that befell the family, kaya ganun. So sila, hindi rin nila alam kung ano nga ba yung plano nila para sa akin. Thankfully, thank God talaga na merong madre na nagsabi, na Belgian, na sinabi niya na, why don't you bring her to Manila for her to get an education, ganyan.
At 6 years old, Ads was brought to Manila to an institution called Bahay Mapagmahal, where she would spend her elementary and high school years. For PWDs at the time, including Ads, specialized institutions were the only option, as children with disabilities were not integrated into mainstream schools. Today, experts advocate for mainstreaming, creative, inclusive environments where children with disabilities can learn alongside their able bodied peers. But back then, Bahay Mapagmahal served as a lifeline for Ads. It was here that she discovered her love for sports, which would go on to change the course of her life.
Kasi nga dahil malakas naman yung upper part ng body ko, tag dito, sa school, 'di ba? Sa school, mahilig ako makipaglaro talaga. Ang personality ko is really alam mo yun, yung parang active talaga ako and I want to be part of the action. Hindi ako yung parang tingin-tingin lang, ganun. Masasabi, hindi ako yung shy type. Ha? Ganun, hindi ako ganun. Sino daw magkakarera? I will always volunteer. Plus, alam mo kasi, that institution where I grew up, napaka-strict talaga niya. Pero pag nagsa-sports ka, doon medyo nakaka-escape ka. Kasi you'll be allowed to go outside the compound, ganyan. So, para makatakas doon sa mga duties or mga ganyan, I would always volunteer for swimming, for wheelchair basketball, for kahit anong sport, wheelchair racing, javelin shot put, discus throw, yan. Lahat yan, I tried all that, yeah.
And gaano po kayo ka-competitive as a child?
Very competitive. And doon siguro lahat lumalabas. People would come and, give inspirational talks, ganyan. It was like, a sponge, no? Parang lahat tinitake ko yung sinasabi nila. At meron mahilig mag-sermon doon na elderly na palagi niyang sinasabi na kayong mga may kapansanan, dapat pag-igihan ninyo yung buhay ninyo. You should finish your studies, your ganito. Kasi sabi niya, dito sa Pilipinas, kapag may kapansanan ka, ang tingin sa'yo, kawawa. Gusto niyo bang maging kawawa? So, alam mo yun, I grew up, no, na having that voice inside to I want to be the best at the things that I can do. So, sa school, sa sports, sa music, yung mga ganon. And,
Mm-mm.
salamat, no? At kaya alam mo, malaking bagay yung mga nagpupuntang mga volunteers sa mga institutions and sharing yung those words of wisdom. Kasi kami bilang mga bata na lumalaki, sila lang yung, alam mo yun, parang for us at the time, they were like celebrities coming to visit us and it really makes impact, no, in our lives.
In high school, Ads was always active and incredibly competitive. She never backed down from a challenge and always wanted to win. That drive didn't fade after school. After finishing college and starting her career, Ads was introduced to para powerlifting, a sport that allowed her to channel her competitive spirit and strength.
Para powerlifting was relatively new. So, alam mo naman, mga lalaki, hoy, laki-laki mo, parang gano'n, magbuhat nga tayo dun sa, mga lalaki to mga lalaki na buhat daw kami sa old gym ng hospital. Kasi I would still go back to the hospital kahit na natapos na ako. Kasi it was home for me eh. I mean, I grew up there for 10 years, ganyan, bumabalik ako palagi doon. Anyway, so, with the supervision of the physical therapist and OT, occupational therapist. Sige, buhat kayo dyan. Kami ako lang syempre babae. Puro sila lalaki. Syempre, it was my chance to, beat them at their game. So, buhat kami, ganyan. Wala, tapos, malakas talaga ako. So, natalo ko yung marami sa kanila. Siguro magdalawa lang hindi ko natalo dun eh. Grabe, ang lakas mo, ganon. And then, they just asked me to go back there for, kung pwede, pag inaalaw ng trabaho. Ayun, and so, there was this local competition and they said, sama ka, ganyan. Kahit ako lang mag-isa babae, syempre sama ako. Gold medal ako.
Ads won her first gold medal, but not for the reasons you might think.
Kasi ako lang mag-isa. Wala akong kalaban. Hindi, kasi wala akong kalaban.
Anong year to? Anong year ang ganong ka-early na wala pang ibang babae?
I think it was 1996. Kasi they would, alam mo na, yung mga kaibigan kong babae, they would see me, lift weights kasama ng mga lalaki. Ayaw nila. Kasi male-dominated sport to, di ba? It's either pang lalaki, pang tomboy. Kala nila tomboy ako. So, babae po ako. Pero, yun. So, ayaw nila. Kasi pang ano daw yan eh. Pang mga brusko. So, yeah. So, for I think two local competitions, I competed as the only girl, no? Syempre, hindi naman, I got gold medal kasi hindi naman, may iba-ibang category yon. But everybody was saying na, uy, ang lakas mo, ganyan, ganyan. Until somebody said, let me send your record to the International Paralympic Committee. Tignan natin kung may pag-asa ba to. So, yeah. And then I was invited to compete in Thailand in 1999. That was the first international competition for powerlifting.
Wow.
Siyempre, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko, di ba? Kasi ang coach ko, yung madreng nagpalaki sa akin. And although, ay, Diyos
So yung
ko.
ibang mga atleta, yung coach nila ay talagang coach,
Coaches
full-time coach.
talaga,
Tapos,
oo.
tapos
Sa
may
akin,
bit-bit kang
madre.
madre.
Yes, may bitbit akong madre. At ang gagawin namin ay magdasal, di ba? So, nakuha sa dasal. Ayun. Ganon ka ano yun dati. So, yeah. And then, but I won a silver medal. And that was the first time. That
Wow.
was in 1999. And that was the first time I heard of the Paralympic Games. So, para sa akin, ano ba yung Paralympic Games? Kasi, basta parang sinasabi lang na, oh, maybe she has a chance to compete in the Paralympic Games. Pero, wala nang masyadong dating sa akin yun. Parang, ay, makapag-travel ako, gusto ko yun. No, I was not matured as an athlete but I was just doing it for myself. Dalhin daw ako sa US, kanyan, for the qualifier for the Sydney Paralympic Games. So, we went to the US. I won a gold medal. Pero wow.
Once Ad started competing abroad, it was an eye opening experience. She saw firsthand how other countries' para athletes had full teams, dedicated coaches, assistant coaches, proper support systems. Meanwhile, Filipino para athletes worked on a shoestring budget. But despite these disparities, she pushed forward, driven by her love for powerlifting and her determination to succeed.
Ano po
Yeah.
yung suot nyo? What would you wear? Anong
Yeah.
uniform naman?
I remember kulay puting t-shirt na may Philippines dito. Yun lang. It was the only uniform that we had. Tig isang piraso. Pag naisip ko ngayon, parang siguro kasi at the time then, pasimula pa lang yung powerlifting. So, they allowed us to use yung mga, wala pa silang parang official na ito lang dapat yung brand na gagamitin. Kasi ngayon meron na na you can only use this brand to compete. Dati wala. So, you can just use yung puting-puting t-shirt, tapos sige, parang singlet, ganyan. They used to allow that. The support of the Philippine Sports Commission, wala pa. Pero when they learned that I qualified for the Sydney Paralympic Games, they gave me 3 months na support. no? So, nandun kami sa Manila, sa Philippine Sports Commission sa
Yes.
Manila. Doon ako nakatira, tapos doon din nagte-training, tapos first time na may allowance, ganon. So, yeah, pero going to the Sydney Paralympic Games, walang masyadong expectation from me. Wala, parang, punta ka lang. Sila, oo. Pero ako sa sarili ko, at that time, may pressure kasi competitive ako, eh. Gusto ko meron akong makuha, eh, 'di ba? Kasi I was getting medals na dun sa ano, so sa iba kong mga sabi ko, gusto ko magka-medal. Kahit okay lang sa kanila na wala akong medal, ayoko. Gusto ko may medal ako. Ganon.
The big day finally came, the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney, Australia.
So doon, I
Oo.
was really intimidated. As in, parang sobrang nagulat ako. Kasi, syempre, this is the Paralympic Games. Tapos, my gosh, ganun sila ka ano, ganun sila ka confident yung mga aking ako. Diyos ko, saan ba to? Ganun. Yeah, and really, I was intimidated. I have a different coach, no? Na hindi na yung matre. May iba na akong coach talaga. Yeah, pero ganun pa rin, we were both not confident na ano. Ang sinasabi lang niya sa akin, Adeline, just do your, nag-training tayo for 3 months, do your best, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So yeah, nung the day of the competition, no, parang, alam mo yung confidence talaga nila na parang, I'll go there and get the gold. Yung ganun. Wala akong ganun. Ang sobrang, bubuhat lang po ako. Ganun lang yung ano ko. And, yeah, and then, kasi dun sa, the gold medal was, unang-una na yun Emma Brown from UK. And then, the second silver was, um, Ali Nadia from Egypt. Tapos kami, nag-tie kami, US, Nigeria, Philippines. Pare-pareho, pantay-pantay yung binuhat namin. So parang, alam mo yun, yung coach ko, ako, okay lang ako kasi hindi ko naiintindihan pa masyado kung ano yung mangyayari. Pero yung coach ko talaga, Adeline, ano to ha? Galingan mo ha? Huwag mong isipin kahit ano. Pero hindi ko alam.
In the event of a tie or athletes lifting the same total weight, the win goes to the athlete with the lowest body weight. And so, even though Ads didn't fully understand what was happening, even if there was barely anyone cheering her on in the venue, Ads took home the bronze medal, lifting 110 kilograms or 242.5 pounds, the Philippines' first ever medal in the Paralympics.
Masasabi ko, it was
Mhm.
really a blessing. And also, in the audience, walang Pinoy kasi they did not know na merong na may padala ang Pilipinas. Kasi wala naman, hindi naman daw sumasali ang Pilipinas. It was the first time that the Philippines joined the Paralympic Games. And, many people do not even know how to pronounce Philippines properly. Parang tayo, Philippines, o kaya, the Philippians, Philippians tayo. Diba?
Nasa
Gano'n.
Biblia tayo, ganon.
Oo.
I think back to what you said earlier about when you were a kid, someone said, kailangan pag-igihan mo yung buhay mo, kailangan gawin mo yung best mo. Were you thinking of that while you were at the Sydney Paralympics? Or was it just
O
buhat-buhat mo na siya ever since na hindi mo na kailangan isipin, nandun na siya sa puso mo?
yes, nandun na siya sa puso ko. Parang buong buhay ko, hanggang ngayon, yun pa rin yung iniisip ko. Kumbaga, nasa loob na yun. So, hindi siya kailangan consciously isipin kasi I think naka-embed na. Diyos ko sa haba, mula pagkabata hanggang sa graduate ako, yun yung palaging sinasabi that, tawag dito, kahit anong gagawin mo, parang you have to give it all your best. When I saw that flag going up, parang konti nag-sink in sa'kin na parang, hindi lang para sa akin 'to, para din pala sa Pilipinas. Parang thank God 'no, kahit papaano alam nila na, "Uy, nakita ano bang flag 'yun?" Flag ng Philippines 'yun. Kasi kung di pa nila alam, oh ayan, hindi kami Philippians, we are Filipinos, yung mga gano'n. So, yeah, I felt a little bit of
Yes.
that.
This was more than a personal triumph. It was a victory for the entire nation, a symbol that Filipino para athletes had arrived on the global stage.
Alam mo ba, Siege, I don't even have a proper picture of me receiving my medal. Yes.
No.
Yes, kasi nga, nung time na yon, ang nasa audience lang na Filipino, si Mr. Barredo at saka yung asawa niya, Mrs.
She's referring to Michael Barredo, the founding president of the National Paralympic Committee of the Philippines. He had been a varsity athlete before losing his eyesight in a car accident, becoming one of the Philippines' fiercest advocates for para athletes.
Kasi ano siya, visually impaired. So, di ba siya nakaka-camera, di ba? Wala, yung coach ko was with me inside. So, when they asked me, do you have a picture of me receiving my medal? Wala po. Wala. Not even a video kasi alam
Oh.
ko, nagvi-video sila pero nasira yung video cam, ganyan.
Despite not having a picture, Ad still has the memories of celebrating with the community.
Ganyan. So, ayun. So, when I got out sa labas na, no, pupunta na ako, tuwang-tuwa din syempre, no, si Mr. Barredo, kasi sila talaga he was really the one who pushed for support, tapos ganyan. And then, may nagbigay sa akin ng flowers, ganyan. Pagkatapos, sunod-sunod na yon. So, the Filipino community learned about it and we were invited by the ambassador. Tapos, tawag dito, alam mo naman mga Pinoy sa ibang bansa, napakababait. So, in-invite nila kami, ipinag-shopping nila ako, yung mga ganon. And yun, so the whole team. Yeah, it was really a very good experience.
After her monumental achievement, she was faced with a life changing decision that could take her in a completely new direction.
And I was offered to
Mm-mm.
stay. I was offered to stay in Australia if I want now to play for their team. Kasi nga, wala pa silang mga babaeng lifter din. Ano yan. Tapos, yeah. So, I asked permission from Sir Mike. Sabi ko, Sir, pwede bang, can I stay? Kasi, wala naman akong kailangan balikan dito. Tapos na ako magtrabaho. Tapos na ako mag-aral. Nagtatrabaho na ako. And for me, parang, wow, parang brighter future. Parang mas maganda to. Even at that time, I had those thoughts already. Pero sabi sa akin, Adeline, kailangan mong bumalik sa Pilipinas at magpasalamat sa mga taong tumulong. And, this win can help, I don't know, open doors for the para-athletes, no? Filipino para-athletes. So, yun. So, naintindihan ko naman. So, we came back and then, and that was 2001, nagkaroon ng 9064, that's the RA 9064, giving incentives to Filipino athletes. Pero unfortunately, hindi kasama ang mga para-athletes. And that's when yung panalo ko sa Sydney Paralympic Games was used to show the government, no, or na i-amend yung RA, yung Republic Act na yon, to recognize athletes with disabilities din.
RA 9064, or the Athletes Incentives Act, was a major turning point for Filipino sports. It provided financial rewards and other benefits to athletes who excel in international competitions. However, it did not include para-athletes. ATS's victory at the Sydney Paralympics helped push for its amendment to include para-athletes. So after 15 years, the act was amended to provide financial incentives for para-athletes. However, para-athletes still only receive 50% of what the able-bodied athletes get. And today, ADS is still advocating for full equality in these rewards.
Kasi Pilipino din
Nice.
naman yan. And we also, yeah, so ganon ang mga pangyayari.
Yeah. So parang may purpose siya, pero na-reveal lang later. And I'm sure over your career, dumami na ang mga Filipino para powerlifters. And
Hmm.
sa mga taong nakakausap mo, nakakahalubilo mo, how has para powerlifting empowered you and other athletes with impaired mobility?
Kasi as I told you, no, I have always been into sports, right? But it is in powerlifting that I was given, ano ba, that I excelled in. I was given the opportunity to really also showcase, no, the strength that I have instead of my disability. Alam mo yun? So, yun yung tawag dito. Sa tingin ko, yun ang naging pinaka malaking, ano ba, parang malaking, ah, nagawa sa akin ng powerlifting. Kasi nga, parang, doon ko naipakita that I can excel doon sa, well, una, that's pang lalaki na sport, no, at that time. This is what we're talking about 25 years ago, 27 years ago. Na talaga namang, alam mo na, ngayon ang landscape is better, no? Kaysa pero noon, tag dito talagang, alam mo, panlalaki, may kapansanan. Tas alam mo, I was able to excel in that sport. It opened a lot of doors for me. And then, syempre, hindi kasi palagi naman hindi lang para sa akin eh, 'di ba? Kasi ayun, marami na yung kahit papaano na, "Ay ate sama din ako. Gusto ko din yan te." Ganyan, ganyan. So, marami ng mga mas bata na who also want to experience, no? Kasi I would tell them about my experience as dumadami na kami. And then, yun. So, it really cut across some issues, no, sa sector namin na hindi lang para sa akin, kundi para din naman sa ikabubuti ng sector.
And I wonder, as you're lifting something, nararamdaman mo yung, yung pag-akyat, yung pag-overcome nitong napakabigat na bagay. Um, para rin kasi siyang metaphor sa buhay. Hindi mo yan mabubuhat kung hindi mo yan training na ibuhat. Hindi ka
True.
swiswertehin
True.
at makabuhat ka ng
Yes.
bagay na hindi mo naman kayang buhatin. So, um, ano yung nabibigay nun sa'yo mentally in terms of your confidence, in terms of yung feeling capable and feeling strong and feeling kaya ko to.
Yeah, you said it already that powerlifting is really very physical, no? Pero hindi lang siya all physical, hindi siya pure. You really have to have the strong, ano yun, yung mental, ano ba, fortitude siguro sa tingin ko. At yung buo yung loob. Kasi, tama naman, hindi talaga siya, strength kasi yan eh. So talagang it takes years, no? And, yeah, first of all, of course, I have to thank the Lord, no, the good Lord for giving me. Sabi nga ng coach ko dati, talagang, ano daw, sadyang malakas ako. Siguro dahil ifugaw ako. And, we're strong, we're known for being strong physically.
But even in times when ads felt weak, whether dealing with heartbreak, work struggles, or family matters, she could always return to the sport, finding stability and purpose in her training.
Pero yeah, for me kasi powerlifting, that was the only constant in my life, sa totoo lang. Kasi hindi lang naman ako atleta lang, no? It's a big part of who I am. Pero maraming nangyayari sa buhay ko. Marami pang ibang mga, syempre luma-love life din ng lola ko, tapos nagtatrabaho din ako,
Oh.
tapos yung mga
Mm-mm.
ganon. The only thing that was constant, whether masaya ako, nahihirapan ako, yung powerlifting talaga. So, parang for me, it was really, kumbaga yun yung anchor ko nung mga panahon na yun, yung pinagdadaanan ko. Kasi, yung when my heart was broken in million pieces. Oh, di ba may ganun? Hindi, ano siya tawag dito, yung sa powerlifting talaga, parang, oh, Adeline, may competition, you have to train. Parang, whether I like it or not, magte-train ako talaga kasi parang, shucks, ano pa ba? Ano pa bang ibang gagawin? It was really something constant in my life that I would do,
Yeah.
ganyan. So, sabi ko nga parang, sa buhay ko, parang, I have always been a full-time athlete. Yung iba mga, ano ko lang, mga sidelines ko lang yung mga yan.
And sa pagiging full-time athlete nyo, you've had, tama ba, 19 medals
Yeah, 19
in,
international medals, yes. Hindi pa kasama dun yung ibang mga invitational. Pero, yeah, I had, yung kalakasan ko, I own the record sa ASEAN Para Games. That's the SEA Games level in my category. So, it was all gold, 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 gold. Tapos, sa when we go up sa, let's say, Asian level, ay silver akin yan. Tapos, I even had, parang, mga ganon. Tapos, and then sa ibang world competitions or invitational games, meron din tayong gold, ganyan. World Games, I also had the gold. Yeah, so mga ganon. And syempre dito sa Pilipinas, wala naman pang nakakatalo sa akin. So,
Wow.
iyon.
After an incredible 27-year sporting career, Ads officially retired in January of 2024. But retirement didn't slow her down. Instead, it marked the beginning of a new chapter in her life. Today, Ads focuses on coaching the next generation of para powerlifters and raising awareness for athletes with disabilities. One recent highlight is being featured in the inspiring Gcash Stories campaign, where her journey reached even more Filipinos through a powerful short film that has now garnered tens of millions of views.
Yung sumunod na, yung key, ano siguro doon, is yung when I started that competition, local competition, for others naman, 'di ba? Na ako naman, it was my time to give back naman.
The Gcash Stories film shows the time ads struggled to find funding for a grassroots para powerlifting event. But with the help of crowdfunding and online transfers, a community came together to hold the competition for young PWDs.
Siyempre lahat naman 'no, palagi naman pagka finances yung pinag-uusapan. It's not, of course, hindi naman yun yung kabuuan. Pero malaking chunk nun yung napupunan talaga, yung financial empowerment talaga. It kasi siyempre kapagka hindi mo na iniisip yung mga gagastusin, yung mga those logistical the concerns, mas nakaka-focus sa mas nakaka-focus ka sa training mo. I mean, to be able to go to competitions even locally and internationally. Tapos syempre yung sa nutrition, yung mga ganon, and then you get good advice from different coaches. So pag ano yun, pag na feel, pag meron na, pag hindi mo naisipin yung kaperahan, o parang 'di ba? So, and it came from from yung support kasi came from different people, no, and organizations na talaga namang nakatulong ng malaki for me to be able to focus on other things na hindi aside from the
Yeah.
finances.
Financial empowerment is a huge part of inclusivity for PWDs, especially in a world where public transport and infrastructure are not accessible.
That's true. Kasi nga, yun, tama ka doon. Pero it really also shows na connected talaga. Alam mo yun, the inaccessibility of the public transportation, inaccessibility of yung mga dito, training venues. Yung mga ganun ba na, kasi kaya, ba't kami nagpupunta doon? Kasi that was the only training venue that was accessible for us. So, alam mo yun, wala bang mas malapit? Wala. Kung meron, di dapat nandun kami, di ba? Kung meron, dapat hindi namin, kung kaya sana namin, di dapat nagbabas kami or alam mo yung mga ganon. Pero, yeah, those are the things really na nakaka-apekto sa amin.
As ads personally experienced, access to financial services has long been a challenge for many persons with disabilities, especially in rural areas. Limited mobility and geographic barriers often make it difficult for them to open bank accounts or access formal financial services. But with digital banking and digital payments, many of those barriers are starting to disappear. Now, PWDs can easily pay bills, send and receive money, and manage their finances from anywhere, offering them greater independence and a sense of control over their lives.
At least man lang, mas naging independent pa kami sa ganong bagay man lang to be able to, alam mo yun, to be able to have that independence of doing things, no, and being in charge of your own uh, yung ginagawa mo yung sa banking, pagbabayad ng mga bills mo, napakalaking alwan na nun kasi napakahirap yung palagi kang dito, palagi kang pakisuyo, pakisuyo. Alam mo yun? I'm sure people would
Oo.
love that. Pero bilang kami may kapansanan, gusto din naman namin yung kami yung makakagawa, di ba? At yon ang talagang
Yes.
napakalaking ambag ng GCash.
Despite these obstacles, ADS is proud to see how far Filipino para athletes have come. With 6 athletes who competed in the recently concluded Paralympic Games, visibility and support continue to grow. And ADS knows her efforts help pave the way.
Kasi kaibigan ko talaga sila. Ate Tina, the archer, yeah, used to be my teammate sa powerlifting.
She's referring to Agustina or Tina Bantilok, our national para archer.
Gerald Pitt Mangliwan naman is part of my wheelchair basketball team. No, so aside from athletics, nag-wheelchair basketball din siya. And then Ernie Gawilan, I saw him nung bata pa siya. So I remember he doesn't like being interviewed and I used to, give him tips ko, anong isasagot sa ganito, anong isasagot sa ganyan, no? And although they did not get any medal, alam naman natin that they gave it their very best and we're very proud of them. Ang alam mo, tuwang-tuwa lang ako na makita na meron silang support na natatanggap. Na full yung support na natatanggap nila na unlike during our time na walang ganon. Pero natutuwa akong makita yung progress, yung development na uy, eto yung sinimulan namin dati and I'm very happy that in my lifetime I was able to see the growth and alam mo yun, kahit pa paano alam ko na may ambag ako doon. Malayo pa tayo sa ideal, pero malayo na rin yung narating natin. And for me, the best is yet to come.
ADS envisions a future where para athletes receive consistent, sustainable support, not just at the elite level, but also at the grassroots. She dreams of a program that doesn't rely on the leadership of the moment, but is embedded in the system, ensuring that athletes with disabilities are part of the planning and decision-making process from start to finish. ADS hopes that one day, para-athletes won't have to ask for inclusion. It will be a given, with the same opportunities and resources provided to all athletes.
Palaging
Yes.
kasama.
Nothing
Oo.
about us without us. Yeah.
It's important to advocate for equity and inclusion at the policy level, but the real effects are felt at the level of the individual person.
So feeling like kaya ko, 'di ba? Parang the independence, the self-sufficiency. Ano yan part yan ng pagkatao. Like
True.
hindi mo siya makikita pero mararamdaman mo siya.
That's true. Oo. Tsaka, ewan ko, pero 'di ba when you do something na ginawa mo na hindi ka nagdepende sa ibang tao, iba din talaga. It helps build the confidence eh. Your confidence of being able to do things on your own. 'Di ba? Because you have mahirap eh kasi palaging pag when or you're always asking people to do things for you, iba din, alam mo yun, kasi then you feel that you are really impaired or you're not really that free. But when you are able to do something independently on your own, alam mo yun, iba yung freedom na nararamdaman mo and the confidence na, okay, kaya ko to. Kasi kung nagawa ko to dito, kaya ko to. So, yun, na-encourage ka to do more things independently.
Yeah. And I think deserve yan ng bawat tao. And maybe
That's
that's
true.
what at the heart of inclusivity is dapat pantay-pantay nating nagagawa yung mga bagay na gusto nating gawin, yung mga bagay na kailangan nating gawin, yung mga pangarap na gusto nating abutin. Diba? Hanggat hindi natin masabi na pantay-pantay natin siyang nagagawa sa pantay-pantay na dali o hirap, hindi pa talaga natin nararating yung
True.
ideal.
Yes, tama. I agree.
ADS now works with Wow Leap, or Women with Disabilities Leap to Social and Economic Progress. As a project manager, she helps develop the capacity of organizations for women with disabilities. Her focus is on training leaders to advocate for themselves, teaching them how to make proposals and engage in local decision making. With partners in Region 12, Region 7, Region 2, and the NCR, ADS works closely with these communities to build their leadership skills. But powerlifting is never far from her life. Even though she has stepped back as an athlete, ADS remains involved as a coach for the National Para Powerlifting Team.
Sino yung mga batang para powerlifter na dapat abangan ng mga Pilipino?
Okay. So, sa mga lalaki, we have John Paul Padua, we have Jules Empiso. Sa mga babae naman, we have Meridol Pamatian, sino pa? Kat Hernandez. Yan yung mga sa ngayon na naiisip ko na talagang kailangan abangan. Kaabang-abang talaga yung mga yun. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing them. Lahat naman,
galing,
kasi
galing.
yung team ko, we have 11 athletes in the national team for para powerlifting, and they're all naman, nagte-train naman sila. Uy, nakakatuwa kasi di ba dati, wala naman kaming ganyan, wala mang training na regular. Ngayon, meron na. And lahat ay supported. So, di ba? What a
Ako
progress.
proud. And like you mentioned, no, everyone has a role to play in advocating for better inclusion. And I believe that even parang you don't have to be a PWD to advocate for PWDs. And for us to achieve
Yes.
inclusivity, kailangan lahat tayo may ginagawa. Para sa mga nakikinig, anong pwedeng gawin ng mga Filipinos in general na para mag-advocate for a more inclusive world, workplaces, 'di ba, government, whatever. Ano yung pwede
Sa
natin gawin?
lahat, no? Oo. Para sa mga ordinaryo, sabi nga nila, ordinaryong mamamayan, dito sa Pilipinas. Siguro, ako isa no, na pwede nilang irespeto sana yung spaces for persons with disability. Parking spaces, yung mga daanan sa sidewalk, elevators, alam niyo yun, yung mga ganun malaking bagay na kasama po kami ninyo. Kailangan namin kayo nakakampi sa mga kahit sa maliliit na bagay lamang. Hindi naman kailangang lahat gumawa ng malalaking bagay kasi 'di ba? Pero yung mga ordinaryong ganun po, ayun, yung pagrespeto sa espasyo, no, na para sa mga taong may kapansanan, syempre yung pagtingin sa kanila na yung pagbabago ng kaisipan na sila ay kaawa-awa, ano pa ba, na gano'n, na kaya din. Kasi kung ano yung tingin ninyo sa amin, kung ang tingin ninyo sa amin ay capable, then you will give us opportunities, no, to prove ourselves that we are indeed capable. Pero kung ang pagtingin ninyo sa amin ay mga mas mabababang klase ng nilalang, ay ganun din, no? It will also show on how you interact with us or how you treat us. So sa akin, sa tingin ko, yung pagbubukas ng isip na lahat tayo ay tao at pantay-pantay na. I mean, of course, we're not perfect. We are just like you. We also are going through yung everyday struggles. Pero we have limitations. We know that. Alam po namin yun. So, kailangan po namin ng kakampi, kailangan namin suporta para kahit papaano ay magpantay naman ng kaunti ang playing field.
Ang dami pang pwedeng gawin.
Madami.
I know napakarami pang pangarap. Napakarami pang pangarap. Pero kung titignan natin yung naging takbo ng buhay nyo, I am so amazed na you started out in a year, in a decade na, di ba, hindi naabot ng bakuna, wala pang masyadong babae sa para powerlifting or wala pa nga masyadong awareness on para athletes, and yet narito kayo na pagtagumpayan nyo. What do you think your life journey and career has taught you about what it means to take charge of your own destiny?
For me, it would have to be it would have to be, rising above the challenges. Kasi no one is really exempted. I wish, no? I wish we can say na, oh, may kapansanan na ako, exempted na dapat ako sa challenges. Pwede bang ganon? Ang reality, hindi talaga eh. Walang exempt. So, yung mga hirap, yung mga that's given. Okay, so what do we do now? Ano ba yun, di ba? So, we rise above those challenges and live the best life that we can. I mean, so, in my life, I have learned that, the grit and resilience, no? Kasama dyan yung pagiging persistent. You just persist, no? And then, you endure. Wag masyadong parang, minsan kasi yung iba, nahirapan, ayaw ko na ng ganito. You don't give up in the face of hardship, diba? You endure that. And then, you move forward. You move forward kahit na mahirap, kahit na ganito. Sometimes, sabi nga nila, thank God, ngayon nga, meron na tayong social media na, alam mo yun, kung i-follow mo yung mga, di ba, those nuggets of inspirational messages that you get to see, you'll see na parang minsan, you really move forward, and then, that's when you start thriving. When you move forward, dito, alam mo yun, when you persist, when you endure, when you move forward in spite of it all, then you start to thrive. And that's what we do. And it's a cycle, so,
Yes.
yun.
Yeah. Kung may batang nakakarinig nito na PWD, what would your message be to younger people who have disabilities and are, wanting to go through life and wanting to excel?
Yeah, for me, it would just have to be, don't use your disability as an excuse. And then, alam mo yun, rise above whatever challenges yan. Live the best life you can. Promise. Sa akin, for me, it's always that voice na, is this the best? Is this the best that eto ba? Ito na ba yung best ko? Or, can there still be something? Can I still do something better to achieve yung best? It's not about being the best, no? But it is about doing your best, no? Wherever you are, whatever you do.
Her journey is a remarkable tapestry woven with threads of resilience, courage, and an indomitable spirit. From her early days in the breathtaking mountains of Ifugao to the bright lights of international competition, Ads has shown that true strength is not just about physical prowess, it's about the heart and tenacity to rise above adversity. Ads' story reminds us all to embrace our challenges and strive for greatness, no matter the odds. From winning on the international stage to empowering others, her journey proves that true strength is about lifting others up.
What does it mean to be a go-hard girl?
As a go-hard girl, it means to persist, to endure, to move forward, and to thrive.